السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أهلا وسهلا بكم في سلسلة تعليم اللغة الإنجليزية للمبتدئين عن طريق القصص. في هذا الفيديو سأتعرف على صديق لكم سيخبركم عن كيفية تعلم اللغة الإنجليزية على هيئة قصة. هيا بنا.
Hello, my name is Marco. I am from Spain. I am a student of English just like you. This is my story. I want to tell you about my journey. I want to tell you how I went from being silent to speaking fluently. 3 years ago, I made a big decision. I decided to move to London. It was my dream. I wanted to live in a big city. I wanted to work in an international company. I studied English in school for 10 years. I had good grades. I knew grammar rules. I knew how to write. I thought London will be easy for me. But I was wrong. I was very wrong. I arrived in London on a rainy Tuesday. The city was huge. It was beautiful, but it was loud. On my first morning, I went to a bakery. I wanted to buy bread and coffee. I walked into the shop. It smelled delicious. There were many people. The woman behind the counter looked at me. She was busy. She asked, "What can I get for you, love?" I froze. I did not understand her. She spoke very fast. In my school in Spain, we listened to slow audio tapes. But real life was different. Real life was fast. I tried to speak. In my head, I thought of the sentence in Spanish. Quiero un café y pan. Then I tried to translate it. I want a coffee and bread. Then I checked the grammar in my head. Is it a bread or some bread? It took too long. The woman was waiting. The people behind me were angry. I felt my face get hot. I was ashamed. I just pointed at a croissant and said, "This." I paid and left the shop quickly. I sat on a bench outside. I ate my croissant, but I was not happy. I was sad. I realized a terrible truth. I knew English on paper, but I did not know English in my mouth. I was translating everything in my head. This translation process was a wall. It stopped me from speaking. I felt lonely in the big city. I called my mother. I spoke in Spanish. It was easy. I felt safe. But I knew I had to change. I did not come to London to speak Spanish. A week later, I saw a poster in the library. It said, "English Conversation Club. Every Thursday at 6 p.m., all levels welcome." I was nervous. I was afraid to make mistakes. But I forced myself to go. I walked into the room. There were 12 people sitting in a circle. There were people from Brazil, Italy, Japan, and Russia. The teacher was a man named Mr. Evans. He was old and kind. He had a warm smile. "Welcome," he said. "Don't be shy. We are all learners here." We introduced ourselves. When it was my turn, I spoke slowly. "My name is Marco. I am from Spain." I stopped. I wanted to say more, but my brain was translating every word. It was exhausting. After the class, I went to Mr. Evans. "Teacher," I said, "I have a problem. I know the words, but I cannot speak fast. I am always translating in my head from Spanish to English. It is very slow." Mr. Evans nodded. He looked at me seriously. "Marco," he said, "translation is a bad habit. It is like riding a bicycle with the brakes on. You work very hard, but you don't go fast. How do I stop? I asked. It is automatic. You must change how you think, Mr. Evans said. You must start to think in English. That is impossible, I said. I am a beginner. It is not impossible, he smiled. I will teach you a technique. It is called narrating your life. It is very simple and very effective. Mr. Evans explained the technique to the class. You do not need a textbook, he said. You do not need a partner. You only need your eyes and your brain. He gave us 3 steps. Step 1, naming objects. Look around you, name everything you see in English. Do not translate. Just say the word. Table, chair, window, book, sky. Do this for 1 minute, 5 times a day. Step 2, simple actions. Describe what you are doing. Use simple sentences. I am walking. I am opening the door. I am drinking water. I am waiting for the bus. Step 3, simple feelings. Describe how you feel. I am tired. I am hungry. I am happy. It is cold. Do this every day, Mr. Evans said. Talk to yourself. You can talk out loud when you are alone, or you can talk in your head when you are with people, but no Spanish, only English. I decided to try it. I was desperate. I wanted to learn. The next morning I woke up, I looked at my room. I said, bed, lamp, window. I went to the kitchen. I said, I am making coffee. The water is hot. I am pouring the milk. It felt strange. I felt a little crazy talking to myself. I am brushing my teeth. I am putting on my shirt. I am locking the door. I walked to the train station. Usually I listen to Spanish music. Today I did not. I looked at the world. The bus is red. The man is tall. It is raining. I did this for 2 weeks. At first it was hard. My brain wanted to use Spanish, but I forced it back to English. Slowly, something magic happened. When I saw a door, I did not think puerta. I thought door. The translation step disappeared. I was connecting the object directly to the English word. After 1 month, my thinking was faster. But I had another problem. My vocabulary was small. I used the same words every day. Good, bad, big, small. I went back to the conversation club. Mr. Evans, I said, I am thinking in English. It works, but I feel like a child. I don't know enough words. Mr. Evans smiled. That is great progress, Marco. Now, we must feed your brain. To learn new words, you must read. I try to read newspapers, I said, but they are too difficult. I don't understand. Do not read newspapers yet, he said. Read stories. Read graded readers. These are books written for learners. The language is simple. The story is interesting. He told us the rule of reading. Read for 30 minutes every day. Do not use a dictionary for every word. If you understand the story, keep reading. Your brain will learn the words from context. I went to the library. I found a book about a detective. It was level 2 English. I started reading. It was fun. I enjoyed the story. I forgot I was studying. I read on the train. I read before bed. I saw the word suspicious many times in the book. I did not check the dictionary. I understood that suspicious meant something was wrong. My brain locked the word in my memory. I learned that reading is the best way to grow vocabulary. When you read, you see how words connect. You see the grammar in action. 3 months passed. I was practicing every day. I narrated my life in the morning. I read my book in the evening. My confidence was growing. I needed a job. My money was running low. I saw an advertisement for a job in a hotel. They needed a receptionist. It was a good job. I sent my CV. They invited me for an interview. I was very nervous. An interview is a big test. Before the interview, I went to the park. I sat on a bench. I used the shadowing technique. I watched a video on YouTube of a job interview. I listened to the man in the video. Then I repeated his words. I copied his pronunciation. I copied his speed. I am a hard worker. I have experience with customers. I learn quickly. I did this for 20 minutes. It warmed up my mouth muscles. I went to the hotel. The manager was a serious woman. Her name was Mrs. Robinson. She asked me, "Tell me about yourself, Marco." I took a deep breath. I did not translate. I just spoke. "My name is Marco. I am from Spain, but I love London. I am a friendly person. I like to help people. I am studying English every day because I want to be the best receptionist." Mrs. Robinson smiled. She asked me, "Why do you want to work here?" I answered, "This hotel is beautiful. I want to work in a professional environment." The interview lasted 15 minutes. I made some small mistakes. My grammar was not perfect, but I spoke fluently. I did not pause. I did not say, while I translated. At the end, Mrs. Robinson stood up. She shook my hand. "Your English is very good, Marco," she said. "You have the job." I was so happy. I wanted to jump and shout. I got the job. Working at the hotel was great practice. I spoke to guests every day. "Here is your key. Breakfast is at 7 o'clock. Have a nice day." One day on my break, I went to a coffee shop. It was the same coffee shop from my first day. The same woman was behind the counter. I walked up to her. "Hello," I said confidently. "Can I have a black coffee and a blueberry muffin, please?" "Sure, love," she said. I sat down. A girl was sitting at the table next to me. She was reading a book. It was the same detective book I read last month. I wanted to speak to her. I used the thinking aloud technique in my head. She is reading. The book is good. Ask her about it. I said, "Excuse me. That is a great book." The girl looked up. She had beautiful green eyes. She smiled. "Yes," she said. "I love mysteries. Have you read it?" "Yes," I said. "I finished it last week. The ending is surprising." "Don't tell me," she laughed. "I am only on chapter 5. Her name was Lisa. She was from Germany. We started talking. We talked about books. We talked about London. We talked about our jobs. We spoke for 1 hour. I did not worry about my accent. I did not worry about translating. I was just connecting with another human being. Lisa is my best friend now. We speak English together every day. Sometimes she corrects my mistakes. Sometimes I correct her mistakes. We learn together. This is my story. It was not easy, but it was possible. I want to tell you something important. Many students study English for years, but they cannot speak. This is because they study the language, but they do not use the language. There is a difference. If you want to play football, you cannot just read books about football. You must go to the field and kick the ball. English is the same. You must kick the ball. Here is my advice for you. 1. Stop translating. Describe your world in simple English. Narrate your life. 2. Read every day. Read simple stories to learn new words naturally. 3. Shadowing. Listen to native speakers and copy their sound. This helps your pronunciation. 4. Don't be afraid. Mistakes are not bad. Mistakes mean you are trying. You can do this. You can speak English. Just start today. Look at the room. Say what you see. I believe in you. Good luck.
وبهذا قد انتهينا من هذا الفيديو. إذا عجبكم لا تنسوا الاشتراك والتعليق. شكرا لك، أراكم في فيديو لاحق.